Yo, Grand Sheik, man, these fools is pissing me off. I already told you not to entertain these fools, man. What's wrong with you?
You know I got them.
Yeah, I know, but it's getting to a point where I'm ready. Yo, it's just some button cut shit I'm on, bro. Straight button cut.
In the scope.
Any violation, you already know what it is. I ain't even into no long talking, and I even have to bring the thing for them. But yo, them fool y'all have to know their self and know their place.
You guys are killing yourselves. Always looking for a way out. Only way out is your hard work. If you don't do it yourself, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna sit there and fucking listen to sellouts that's gonna help you get to where you need to get to. These weave wearing, fat, lazy people.
Tongue scimitar left the sheath, dirty Moors are beneath, replace the mother's head. Have a carry their wreath, traders with cock eyes and coffee-stained teeth, smoking a bogey. Wrote a book with Rami, thought he's my homie. Now he's flying cartoon flags, dancing like a drag queen. Whale face, when you look up what a fag mean. Camera L, big face, look up treason. Saying the Canaanland, but not seen at Temple 5 meetings. Using our address to disrespect is callous. See me and look down, eye contact leaves him paralysis. Moors begging to light them up like Aurora Borealis. Instead of dropping rolls on them, drop a Moorish palace. Hulk smash to dust, blow away like blunt trash. Trader more so dirty, lips have a cunt rash. Claim they lead the station, just saw the punks pass. Butler Moore's claim consul general flashing a badge made in China by a Taj Tariq dick rider. Selling false promises to die by witch fire. Burned at the stake under a heaping pile of Mahdi. The smell would be disgusting, but make me happy. Don't drink enough water, watch how the lips chappy. Lying on Drew Ali, belly yellow like Aki. When dirty Moors ambush, they spit on, but never slap me. Not even a punch. These online talking shit punks, using Zooms to sell a package. 35 racks, violate Zodiac and Divine. 35 straps, tied to a pole. 20 more for selling your soul. Use a fire hose when trolls spraying the trolls. Head kicked like a field goal. See me like a peephole. Keep you hard and partial so you never be whole. Online scholars nowadays play a unique role. Sell a package to the right more buried in a deep hole. Wrapped in plastic, call them Snickers. Using my name to upload titles, got them triggered. Zombified in their lives, out eyes, falling skippers. Abandoned Moorish ties to be spies for vicars. Ladies in the red dress call Hayes and Callaways. If they had obeyed, they wouldn't be dragged through the alleyways. I'm not cordial, thrown in a portal for immortals. Negro bystanders think it's paranormal, but it's formal. We don't argue or quarrel. Dirty Moor should get touched for acting clitoral. Stroked when provoked, sellouts wearing the yoke, tilling the lands on bare hands and knees for jokes, or calling the clan. Deliver a sellout to the grand wizard, or make him lick a frozen pole during a blizzard, or waist high in a fish tank, piranha is Richard. On my Clint Eastwood, I can't stand niggas. Don't wanna mirror Moors and act like slave bitches. Watch for dirty Moors, they move like snakes slither. Treason committed, under torture, quick to admit it. Cleverness of the righteous surprises the wicked.
Sitting on the couch all day, just sitting here telling y'all what to do. And y'all just sitting there fat, watching them, paying for these dumbass packages. There's no sugar coating. That's what it is. That's what's happening.
Actually, lucky thing I don't have much more room to talk. I had enough to say too, You guys ain't fucking with none of our leaders, bro. Not our Grand Sheik, anybody. And today Jamal got free up too. Rise of the Moors, you know what it is. We all over, worldwide, universal. Islam.
Hello. Communicate in English easily. Use Grammarly and feel confident with effective
Nah, Your era is not ours. Ceremony masters, Moorish Quran. I won't read from masters. Knowledge from the MSTA National College. 4 quadrants are elements. What's the relevance? 4 is also directions. Mundane cross. If you want a solid foundation, build on all 4s. Constant building when Moors are on the square. Tetraphobia is seeing 4s and being scared. At Earth's 4 corners are all the forecasts. Warriors, merchants, and high priests forecast. Servants and laborers do what is ordered. Inquisition know about 4. They draw and quartered. 4 letters in Jehovah and Yahweh, possibly quatrain. 4-line poems of prophecy. I chain forth choir, youth and cultivation. Energy of 4, mystic realm, divination. You need 4 eyes to keep watch on enemies. Seeing 4 is universe peeking through energies. 4 means focus, be prepared on your path. Life path 4s are the ones that won't turn backs. Plus meticulous execution of projects and plans. Professor Drew Ali, Egyptian adept, the man. 4 energy, 13, 22, and 31. 4 derives this energy from tone and vibration.
Came through to activate the Lamb of God. Generate, operate, destroy your mob. The crown chakra 7 inches, 4 gates on the top. Listen up, pay attention. Time to end the deadlock. Red lock, headshot, headshot. We do it like the giants in the book of Enoch. That's big, so notorious, but I ain't flexing choppers. Really tapping into my medulla oblongata, showstopper. Cut the circus act, the prophet pulled the curtains back. The way I bring the hammer down, they say the earth is flat. Stepping through the pillars, Joaquin and Boaz. Solomon simple, young spiritual nomad. Coming off the temple, 7 hermetic principles. This is alchemy, transmutate when they challenge me. Leave them shocked, no Palpatine. Sever heads if you doubting me.
4 paths in the circumference, 7s in the circle, only nobles in my circle. Weaving through traffic, we ain't operating commercial. Surgical, these dispositions cause vertigo. This that soap scent flow, the elo within, and vertigo. The eye of Allah, sapphire, I'm resurrecting the empire. No partial, the entire, I'm here to admit fire. Flammable, they ramble, bro, we talk with precision. Focused on the mission, yeah, binocular vision. I'm seeing through the eyes of a prism. You don't open your mind, you'll be in prison. Victim to your own stagnation. Venus flags waving, stone no cavemen. I broke it down layman. Yeah, basics, the team I support like training wheels and braces. Ooh.
I thought I was done rhyming, but had to bring it back. Like Jordan in 45 on my Moabite cap. Prove that hip-hop lives, they deceived you with rap. Deceived you with language, deceived you with maps. Deceived you with civil rights, abandoned the human ones. No right for child abuse by the pedophilians. Hope making visits to apologize to natives who really are the foreigners. Watch the pre-shapeshift, change form. We call him he, she, him, her. To make the Babylon fall with no timber. Got to stretch daily, keep the joints limber. Even Kareem men corrected from our cinder. You can't hide truth from a hardcore student. Black means death in the science of jurisprudence. In law, that's black status, dead civilly. All Moors are active, no passivity. No matter what you said, don't care what you saw. You're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter what you show or told me before, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter the games you play, no matter the score, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter if he's killed a cop, shattered his jaw, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. 101 questions, multiple lessons. Study like a super nerd, late night sessions. Finding out so much facts, how are you in doubt? Drew Ali brought you something to yell and shout about. If they're not convinced, their minds probably mince. But if they persist, pass a book like an assist. Most books I gave out never got returned, but got cases adjourned and ignorance unlearned. Got the debt discharged, collection took a settlement. Credit card company guilty of fraud, negligence. Standing on the square, no attorney to represent. A firm never swear, feathers up, I'm not Methodist. Great Seal medallion, crystal beads mala. Riding with Killmonger, CIA owned T'Challa. Be careful where you walk more, watch for disaster. My teacher's still a master on the platform of a pastor. No matter what you said, don't care what you saw. saw. You're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter what you show or told me before, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter the games you play, no matter the score, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter if he's killed a cop, shattered his jaw, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. Honest to the prophet Drew Ali, not Brister. Don't worry what they say loud, but what they whisper. Spies everywhere tell me, you're calling it snitching. Energy talks loud, I knew from the beginning. Mothers who they trusted told me you was tripping. All the honey dipping, their own grave they're digging. Listen, I'm not new to this, I had the best tutorship. Moorish Science Temple, Adab Chamber rulership. Big brothers and clan mothers taught me the ways. What time to sun gauge, truism cliches, taboo hidden meanings, feelings of visitors. Most remain picketers and stay on perimeters. In our chat solicitors, lower self prisoners, confused listeners, sold to inquisitors, colorable terms, respondent and petitioners, challenge jurisdiction of the CRA commissioners. No matter what you said, don't care what you saw, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter what you show or told me before, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter the games you play, no matter the score, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor. No matter if he's killed a cop, shattered his jaw, you're not gonna get me to say I'm not a Moor.
Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, hit him with a hit, hit him with a hit. To listen with your lips, we the North Americans, red, lead pink for Pelican. Deep beat, like horns get no breaks, filled with all Mexicans.
Moors can't be from Canada. Canada's a corpse. Canada's a dry drink. Canada's a Supreme Court. Can't be United Statesian, so you can't be Canadian. Moors are indigenous, not immigrant or alien. Canada's a second cup. Canadians won Stanley Cups. Who said Canada is not North America is a dumb f***? Canada is brisky and a Crown Royal whiskey. Moors are not Canadian, but we'll go Bill Bixby. Canada has president's choice, also a prime minister. Canada's the lily white north, but acts so sinister. Canada is guilty of denationalization. Canada is not a country, but a corporation. Canada has Ku Klux. Canada has skinheads. Canada would go below zero, make the darkest brother's skin red. Canada's a moose and a triple fat goose. Moors are not Canadian, cause Canada's a spruce. Canada makes best baseball bats and most lentils. Canada has justice of the peace, playing judgmental. Moors are not a product. Canada is so corrupt. Chunks of Africa found under America, so shut the f*** up.
Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, hit him with a hit, hit him with a hit. To listen with your lips, we the North Americans, leave the pink for Pelicans. Beat, like horns get no breaks, filled with all Mexicans. Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, to listen with your lips, we the North Americans, leave the pink for Pelicans. Beat, horns got no breaks, filled with all Mexican.
We the North, been here from time before the foreigner drawn lines built to define our boundaries. Naturally, it's family. We build squads, we build tribes to survive, then to thrive. We alive and been living here. His story partial and unclear. More truth appears, we study more. Certainly builds our foundation core. Information is available, most raw. Some is refined, we may find it all. Responding to the call to activate. Standing tall while watching some deflate. Some mistake the facts and some negate the words we use to state and self-create. Used to make or break documentation. Court cases, proper representation. We're placed in positions to listen. Clocking they emphasize in division. Incisions made on the map surface. Dividing us and ours is a purpose. Now we work this with the info given. Connecting with the others direct to improve living.
Calm and storming, hit him with a hit. Oh, to listen with your lips, we the North Americans, leave the pink for pelican. Beep beep, my horns get no breaks. Filled with all Mexicans. Consulate storming, hit him with a hit. Glisten with your lips, we the North Americans. Leave the pink for pelicans. Deep deep, horns got no breaks. Filled with all Mexican epics.
Who the Moors are. Every black person should know who the Moors are. The Moors were a group of black people from Africa that ruled in Europe for some 700 years. They were the kings and the queens. So Europe, a certain part of it, Portugal and Spain, was ruled by black people. We were the kings, we were the queens, the dukes and the earls and all the other kind of stuff. They buried that in history so that you don't know that. I'm not making this up. Go check it for yourself. They were called the Moors. They brought culture. They brought history. They brought math. They brought science. They brought a multitude of things to Europe that they will never get credit for in the public school. So look it up. Moors, Moors. For those of you that don't know who the Moors are, every black person should know who the Moors are. The Moors were a group of black people from Africa that ruled in Europe for some 700 years. They were the kings and the queens. So Europe, a certain part of it, Portugal and Spain, was ruled by black people. We were the kings, we were the queens, the dukes and the earls and all the other kind of stuff.
They can act like they don't know, but they know, especially the so-called supervisor. And I forgot to ask the supervisor if he's familiar with the Consular Notification Manual. And that's what I'm about to ask them when they come back. We're going to get the Consular a part of this conversation.
All right, ma'am, that's for you.
Absolutely not.
You're already getting a notice.
Absolutely not. Are you familiar with the consular notification manual?
Ma'am.
Are you familiar with the consular notification manual? It's going to cost you $10,000 for this stop. $10,000 for this stop. And the motherfucker walked away. Just like I told you, you don't take no fucking contracts. You cannot be forced into contracts. Fucking lying ass bitches. Trying to force me. Stupid motherfuckers. Think they can trick me. They gonna fucking trick me. I already know this shit works. Can you fucking tell me? Motherfuckers. And that's how you do it.
Oh yeah. So let's just get this in here. So you should have had your nationality card holding it. You should have had your nationality card. Should have your right to travel. And you should have noticed she was left alone. That's because of the work that you've been putting in over the years. Look what your work had. Look where this thing's at. We don't even care what jurisdiction. This is just where it's at. Where are you at is the question. Right? Has nothing to do with consular nothing. That ID doesn't have anything to do with it. It says nothing about consular nothing. Absolutely nothing about consular anything. There's no consular that's happening in this interaction. Because there's no consular general that's there unless she's it. And then if she's the consular general, because it's a status, so anybody could, once you know, that then the priesthood is dead, isn't it? And every man is supposed to be unto themselves a priest, not getting charged 7,000.
You're supposed to be the priest by now. Just like she was the priest, no fez, no turban, nothing like that. I got this idea. I'm going to show this and see where this goes. Right? And then she's riding off bitching and all this dumb stuff instead of realizing that Allah just got her. Because he did what Moors do. You have a nationality, you have a right, so you present what's with the right. And it's going to go however it goes. Where you're at is going to determine where it goes. Right? I looked at honest, honorable, respectful people have to lose their job and all that stuff because they didn't want to do jabs. You know, they rather the hook. You know, they don't do jabs. Told these people, indigenous rights. I have a right not to be experimented on. I have a right of that. And I'm indigenous. Yeah, no problem. Just make sure you check off the whatever and do the whatever and no issues. Went to the minister of whatever. Because it's religious right. It's outside the jurisdiction. So how are we going to deal with this? Well, you're going to have to accept it because it's a religious right. Oh, all right. And it's an indigenous right. And it's a constitutional right. And it's a human right. And you could pretty much go any way. But, if enough people don't do it, then it ain't happening. Right? Now, again, Moors years ago did what she did. Showed right to travel. These people took it, went back to the car, came back, gave them their stuff, and then they left, and then highwaymen left, and there's no issue. You never heard about it, ever. Years that's been going on. So this one pop-up lady, and then you look at her ID, and then her ID doesn't have, the fez on, a turban on, or anything like that, and you realize that, okay, a lot of people jumped the gun. They didn't really know what they were doing. They just went and did it. But it's the nationality. It's not them. It's you're standing on, you're part of a nation. What is the nation? Oh, the Moorish nation. All right, well, let's go check, see what the Moorish nation or whatever like that. What do you think's coming up? A fiction? You're getting documented facts of what's coming up. It's documented on the Moors and who the Moors are and where they were, and just go check. That's all. Just go check. Somebody said they wanted it one more time. Yes, so look at your ID. You have your ID, right? Now, remember, she's talking consular or whatever. There's Moors who have this same ID that they don't say they're consular or anything. So something's up. Because if these Moors over here are doing exactly what she did, they ain't calling anybody and saying, oh, whatever. Only time they're going to do that is they're going to get kidnapped. They're going to call so somebody knows where they are. But they get kidnapped, they're there for 2 hours or whatever, and then they get sent out because that's just what it is. With the same ID right here. There's Moors who show this ID for everything, for years, been showing it. They've been showing it. This ain't no consular notification manual. This is a right. Well, what manual? What manual have to do with rights? But it's all to divert you from Drew Ali, and he told you about nationality, which is your right. And they're playing religious games and sticking you in the religious side of things all the time and look at this thing from this religious perspective. No, look at this from a rights perspective. That as national in your own land, you have a right. And then you exercise that right. You did what you're supposed to do. Because you have the right. Why you have the right if you're not going to exercise it? Right. Now, if every time you exercise the right, somebody swings, you might want to learn to duck when you exercise the right. Not stand there and get mad that you're taking swings. You might want to weave. Because when you exercise the right, somebody's going to swing. Or they might not. But this is where it's gotten to. Because again, it's supposed to be habit that anytime you're out, especially if you're exercising a right, you're in habit. Turban, fez, something. You can't just be out here looking like Negro throwing cards around. Because all they got to do is just, oh yeah, go in that glove box and pull out something with the name on it that they're looking for, and they're going with that. And you're not going to be wise enough to know that when you fight it, the point is they didn't use ID to identify you. They used some paper in the glove, which is illegal search, and this stuff's dismissed. You go home. Because that flag tells you that you're not in their jurisdiction. That's what that flag says, and they don't like that. Because you're supposed to be dumb nigger to them.
They can act like they don't know, but they know. Especially the so-called supervisor. And I forgot to ask the supervisor if he's familiar with the Consulate notification manual. And that's what I'm about to ask them when they come back. We're going to get the Consulate part of this conversation.
All right, ma'am. That's for you.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Are you familiar with the Consulate notification manual?
Ma'am.
Are you familiar with the Consulate notification manual? It's going to cost you $10,000 for this time. $10,000 for this time. And the motherfucker walks away. Just like I told you, you don't take no fucking contracts. You cannot be forced into contracts. Fucking lying ass bitches. Trying to force me. Stupid motherfuckers. Think they can trick me. They gonna fucking trick me. I already know this shit works. Can you fucking tell me? Motherfuckers. And that's how you do it.
Right? Like Moors haven't been doing that forever. Stop it. Right? And I ain't no consular, nothing. Because if it's consular, then we have to ask. Okay, oh, you're saying consular? Okay. Are you... Which consular? Which one? You know, because we want to know. Are you this one? Which one are you? Because it's real interesting that there's not one consulate, right? Like which one are you? Which consulate are you talking about? Because I can't say I know there's one Moorish nation. I know there's one Moorish divine and national movement. But I know there's no way that you're telling me you're which one of these are you? You're claiming consular. Which one? Right? How much you want? But this is the main one in question. Right? Because somebody called in on Sons of Allah yesterday. Big mad that we're telling people forget this stuff. This stuff ain't where it's at. Why? Well, if we're Canaanland and they're enforced the Constitution, and the only thing they could show me is some place with the jurisdiction of U.S. or whatever like that, and they're not even including Canaanland. How are you not including Canaanland? How are you not including South America? Drew Ali included South America. Drew Ali included above Mexico. Why are they leaving Canaanland out for? You have to purposefully leave Canaanland out if you're talking about the Moors in the Americas and we're enforcing the Constitution, supreme law of the land and all that, but you're not including here as that land too? Leaving Canaanland off? These people are sellouts. Because they have to do that with purpose to leave Canaanland off. You can't leave Canaanland off from North America. You're playing European mind games if you're saying you're taking Canaanland off, and that's a different country. That's a different country than United States. That's what they're saying. This is what they're saying. This is the consulate generals and all of them. These are the ones with the authority for the Moorish whatever. They're allowed to charge $7,000 because they're the consulate, so they can charge $7,000. Okay, so they're repping for the Moors, but they're not including Canaanland. These people are sellouts. Why are they deliberately leaving Canaanland out of any discussion Moorish? Why are they always making it as this is some separate place? Why leave Canaanland out? What is the purpose of leaving Canaanland out of the discussion all the time? Never. Only the active Moors check for Canaanland Moors. Specific vibration frequency of Moors. So we take everybody for a troll because energy is really what talks before anything else. And anyone who's repping for Moorish should be repping for Canaanland. There's no excuse not to. There's no excuse not to. Leaving Canaanland out. And this is some new stuff that they made up too, because this wasn't on here before. This is new stuff that they're making up now. Right? Making up stuff. Look again. Right? Leaving Canaanland off. This been up there. And then they're gonna talk about, oh yeah, we got jurisdiction in Canaanland. How you got jurisdiction in Canaanland? We're not even on the damn logo that you're using. The seal doesn't have Canaanland. You don't write Canaanland in there. Oh, but they got jurisdiction over here because somebody over here is down with them. The hell out of here. Whoever that is probably down with our temple that left. And they have to check them on why they leave. Let's ask them. Bet you it's some BS. and leaving Canaanland off and talking about having some authority or jurisdiction. Just showed you all the different 500 different consulates. They need 500 consulates for. Should be just one. It should be just one. But you know, people are gonna play their games. Peace, Xavier.
Peace and love.
What's good, more?
Well, it is a happy holy day. Praise be to Allah. I'm currently at my just over broke, which is like an acronym for job. Just tapping in to say honors to not only you for guiding me yesterday and being knowledgeable about itself, but being in the present, and honors to the Moors of Al Morocco in Mauritania, Islam.
Islam. Yeah, that's what it's about. You know, I mean, everybody's gonna receive something, but there's really people out there like yourself who are seeking for change. You know, the important thing is changing. You know, evolving, not being stagnant water. You know, to be flowing, be like water. You know, but a lot of people, like the brother was saying, yesterday, I think we were talking about it, about the responsibility. You know, and people don't want to take the responsibility for what they're gonna have to put down, what they're gonna have to give up, what they're gonna have to stop doing, if they're gonna take on the path of righteousness.
Yeah.
You know, and then and you have to talk up more. We can't hear you too. You have to talk up a little louder.
No, okay. Let me.
Because you sound kind of low or far from the mic.
I was using
Oh yeah, you're good
earbud
now.
technology.
Yeah, don't use that earbud stuff. Don't worry about that. We can hear you
Good to go.
way better. We hear you way better without the earbud. But yeah, you know, so once you want to change, then things are gonna present itself to you because you're gonna be moving. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be in one place. So as you move, as you grow, you know, you touch more space. You know, and everything you touch, everything that intercepts with you is an experience for you to get something from, to continue to evolve.
Islam indeed. I appreciate you. Thank you for your statements of encouragement.
But this is what it's about. It's about frequency. All is mental. So it starts with where's your thinking at?
Raising the vibration.
Yeah. So if hugging a tree was money, how rich would people be?
That's a question that is profound to me. Not many individuals, entities, extraterrestrials that I know do such things as hugging trees. So maybe if money was, or currency, fiat, gold, silver, maybe, was involved, I'm sure there would be a number of individuals that would take on the inspiration of connecting with those beings.
Okay, so what if going and standing in the grass for half an hour with your shoes off was money?
Mhm.
How much people would do that?
I believe nations would do that. I believe Moors around the world do it and ground themselves to increase the frequency of love and peace.
Right, so that's the real money.
Islam.
The the fiat and the gold and the silver and the whatever, that's not the money. The money's currency. And currency, from what I know, is energy, not some silver coins.
I understand.
That's specifically why they say currency when they talk about money. And people get caught up in thinking about something else opposed to what they're being told to their face. Oh, that is about energy. Right? So that's why the the motive should be work for yourself, so you're giving yourself that energy opposed to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Islam.
Right? So it's all about changing the frequency, changing the energy. And then once that becomes repetitious, then everything else is going to open up for you.
Islam. You make a great point. Um, referring specifically to changing the vibration of.
Like for example, there was this brother that used to come to this program that we used to do, right?
Yeah.
He was the so this is years ago, right? This is years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He used to come to the program and be the one sitting in the back and not be involved and whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 15 years later or something, somebody approaches him, and it's the brother
Wow.
that was from the program, and he said he had 10 years or something in a cell, thinking about why he didn't just listen to what we were saying at the program. Right. So he was listening, but he was listening from afar. We call it sneak studying.
Yeah.
So he had 10 years because he did some armed robbery or something like that, right? And somebody either got killed or got injured or something, right? So he did time for that. And when I saw him, he had this girls program running and helping girls in the community with homework and what I mean, getting them female mentors and stuff like that. He was doing something with himself, So saying that to say it's about changing the frequency. And the lessons that you get when you don't. Some of the falls are hard if you're really not paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's
You know,
all.
especially getting into this information.
Yeah.
You know, especially getting into this side because you really need to be grounded. You know, getting into this. That's why you might see the reference point with everybody always saying rvbaypublications.com.
Yeah.
And
Duplicate.
really, really taking some time and diving in for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have information at your fingertips right now. It's just making sure you're getting the right information, and
I agree.
and you're good to go.
Good. Good.
You're good to go. You know.
Your interjection about changing the frequency reminded me of something or an event that happened where an individual stated that from his knowledge of his lifetime, there was the teachings of being awake is being alive. And I can recollect that when you say or briefly spoke about the individual that was, sitting in the back of the class, uninspired by the occurrence of brain evolution in certain areas of not only life but religiously. It's astounding to say that, having to be placed in that situation of being detained or restrained in life doesn't procure the way of being, especially given the teachings and instructions of Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Yeah, he was not. He was not in info. He was. He was. He was a lost soul. You know, had nothing to do, so he came and sat at the back of the thing. But he was listening, though, even though he only came there to eat. Right? He was listening, and for hearing and not applying what you heard, or not going and researching it, or not doing something with it, then it backfires. But the backfire is going to be on you because you can't unknow something. You might forget about it, but you can't unknow. Once that memory is triggered of that thing, you're going to remember exactly what it is that you did or didn't do or whatever. So his lesson was learned.
Mm-hmm.
The light bulb went off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He realized that, and it was a thing. It was a thing to him. Like for 10 years, I got to sit in the cell and go over all the stuff that I could have just did at the program free.
Yeah. That's all.
You know what I mean?
You know, real wake up call. You know, real wake up call. You know, I see somebody had a question. Yeah, you had any other question or comment?
No, I yield.
All right,
Indubitably. I yield.
Islam. Yes, if you have questions, if you don't want to push the button, just ask the question in all caps. So somebody was asking, who is James Trafficant? What did he say about currency and money? Okay, let's just see. Let's see if I could find this. Yeah, we like James Trafficant. You know, we like James Trafficant. James Trafficant, he I'm trying to get this thing for you. Yeah, here we go. So James Trafficant Jr. We look at it as prophecy of Noble Juali that the Europeans gonna tell the truth. So they railroaded him, murdered him, and all that because he exposed the whole game. Exposed the whole game. So you're gonna go to rvbaypublications.com under congressional records. That's why we say go here, because you're gonna get stuff here. And you got James Trafficant's speech, 1993 PDF, and just click that, and there you go. So you could find out, you could read for yourself and find out that and more that he said about, you know, the stuff going on. Let me give you a little excerpt. Yeah, excerpt of the speech. Remember, this is in their jurisdiction. He's talking about this. This has been going on for over 80 years without the informed knowledge of the American people, without a voice protesting loud enough. Now it's easy to grasp why America is fundamentally bankrupt. Why don't more people own their properties outright? Why are 90% of Americans mortgaged to the hilt and have little or no assets after all debts and liabilities have been paid? Why does it feel like you are working harder and harder and getting less and less? Why are we are reaping what has been sown? And the results of our harvest is a painful bankruptcy and a foreclosure on American property, precious liberties, and a way of life. Few of our elected representatives in Washington, D.C. have dared to tell the truth. The federal United States is bankrupt. Our children will inherit this unpayable debt and the tyranny to enforce paying it. America has become completely bankrupt in world leadership, financial credit, and its reputation for courage, vision, and human rights. This is an undeclared economic war, bankruptcy, and economic slavery of the most corrupt order. Wake up, America. Take back your country. And keep in mind, America is a continent, not a country. And United States is a corporation, not a country. And Canada's a corporation, not a country. So all that America and all that stuff you read in this, don't in your mind think about, he's talking about some modern Europeans when he says American. He's talking about all the people who agreed that U.S. corporation is going to be their government. All the people who vote and all them. Yeah, those people, 13 colonies people, came over here 1492 and thereafter people. Talking about them. Yeah, their stuff is bankrupt. We're indigenous. We're not bankrupt. It has nothing to do with us. This is not our business. This is all their business. Their U.S. business. Their business is bankrupt. Right? And our children will inherit this unpayable debt and the tyranny to enforce paying it, which that was 93. So where we are now you know why the tyranny is so on you. Stuff blowing up buildings and all types of stuff. Right. So, and then you could check James was going in. He was doing speeches and all that. You know, and he was calling them out. He was calling them out. Right. He called them out crazy. You know, no wonder they murdered him. Because, you know, the European, you can't talk crazy about the corruption. You know, it can't be like that. Too much of a threat. Especially because, but you know, the Negro problem is in pretty good. So, you know, since the Negro problem is in that good, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Honest to all the Moors worldwide. Enjoy the rest of your holy day. Love and peace to all the Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors. Allah is the greatest. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Islam Moors, happy holy day.